I want to oppose this motion, remembering two people. The first person I remember is the late Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, Michael Kijana Wamalwa, who at a time like now would have spoken to what he used to call the doctrine of the common sense of the House. If I could go back to that doctrine of the common sense of the House, as coined by Michael Kijana Wamalwa, when we were debating the impeachment of the governor of Nyeri, the common sense of this House was that of Nyeri, of Murang'a, when we were debating that time. The common sense of this House was that we were not comfortable with the committee decision and that we wanted to be allowed to play a bigger role than the committee had forced us to do. So because, Mr. Speaker, the standing orders allow us, the County Government Act allows us, let us now explore the alternative as provided for in law, so that, Mr. Speaker, we can also respond to the challenge which I'm seeing ahead. Mr. Speaker, have you imagined if we go to plenary to prosecute this matter, how shall we do it so that the governor and his team of lawyers have a chance to be heard in depth in the same manner that they are given in the committee? So that, Mr. Speaker, members of this House are able to interrogate without being limited to speaking to a motion only once. You might want to interrogate, come again on this matter and this matter. So we want to challenge the office of the Speaker through the clerk to come up with a procedure through which plenary will handle this matter. The second reason why, the second person I remember is the former president of Brazil, Dilma Rousseff. When she was being impeached, I followed it, and Mr. Speaker, it was so serious that all the senators were involved until 61 senators in Brazil, as against 21 senators in Brazil, then said that she should leave office. It gave it the seriousness that it deserves, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my third reason why I would like to oppose this route is the contempt by which the Council of Governors has received the decision of the County Assembly of Nyeri. The chairman of the council was very contemptuous. He said any institution, be it
All right, so we seem to be having a problem there, or they seem to be having a problem with their sound. But of course, that was Senator Boni Khalwale. He says that he is indeed opposed to that 11-member committee that is set, or is supposed to be looking into these allegations in regards to that impeachment motion by Governor Nderitu Gachagua. I think now we're okay. Let's go back there.
County assemblies and belittle the Senate and say that in the normal way, they will go to court. I want to appeal to the judiciary to come to the reality that an impeachment process, once a decision is made by the Senate, it is done with finality. There's no room for appeal. Where they got this gymnastics that people can be allowed to challenge the final decision on impeachment of the Senate, I don't know which international practice they are using, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Dilma, before the election of 2014, she went and manipulated the reports of budgetary deficit of the budget of the government of Brazil. And she interfered with the records of the accounts. That's all that she did. And our whole president is gone. We must demand from the judiciary that they should not allow themselves to be used by governors. We want 1, 2, 3 or 4 governors to go so that Kenyans can know that oversight and accountability is a norm under this constitution. Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to our 2 coalitions, Jubilee and CORD. The CORD coalition, we must be disturbed that so far, none of our county assemblies has ever attempted to impeach our governors. So far. Mr. Speaker, this can only point to one thing, that in our coalition, the governors are managing our MCAs. They are managing them. But on the Jubilee side, the MCAs are carrying out oversight. This message must go out clearly, and the leader of the minority is listening. I'm sure he will do something about it. You know, just to give one example,
I allow you 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to give one example, how can we have a governor on the court side who refuses invitations to come to the Senate, who defies summons, who goes to courts and blocks the Senate from asking questions of oversight, when he has got worse allegations in the books of the Auditor General that are worse than what I've heard from Nyeri? Hold your breath. Mr. Speaker, you look bad. The office of the director looks horrible. Senators look helpless because Governor Paranya has defied all of us. It is not right. This is about public funds, and people must respect public funds. Jubilee MCAs are doing very well. The only problem is the Jubilee national government. Mr. Speaker,
Order. Order, Senator Khalwale. Unfortunately, today, you will not have that kind of latitude.